Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is it's the evening of October 31st, 2020, and I'm coming back. I'm going to run a couple of reports I've been thinking about that has to do with the distribution of deaths. In particular, has to do with the distribution of deaths, U.S. COVID-19 deaths, where the deaths are greater than or equal to 1,000. I'm going to be doing two simple plots. I'm going to use a histogram in order to plot the distribution of the number of deaths, and I'm going to do a simple column plot, which is going to actually plot the days when the actual it's actually going to plot the days when the deaths were over 1,000 or greater. The plots are very simple. The code's very simple. A couple of libraries, nothing tricky here. Sets the theme, clears the data set, connects to a database, pulls all the data out from the Johns Hopkins deaths. These are daily deaths, not cumulative deaths. Convert the date field back to a date, do a sort by date, and then only pull out the records where the deaths are greater than or equal to 1,000. Then we're going to do a quick histogram, as you can see here. Again, we're only going to be plotting the density for days when the deaths is over 1,000 or more. Then we're going to do a simple bar plot again. X is going to be the date. Y is going to be the deaths. So this will actually give us a visual reference of, when the days with deaths greater or equal to 1,000 actually occur from March onward. Okay. Once again, the X numbers are so we can open up both plots at the same time. So let's just go ahead and run this whole script here, see exactly what goes on. Okay, so now we have our two plots. The one on the left is the days where there were 1,000 or more deaths. Look how many times this occurred between April and June. But look what happened here. The deaths basically began to fall. Okay. Now, of course, this could be 999 here, but that's okay. What you see here is the days in which we had 1,000 or more deaths began declining. Now, pick back up here in August and September a little bit, but still nothing compared to back here. And then it fell, but then we got spaces. Everywhere you see a space, that's a day when the deaths were less than 1,000. Okay? And to me, that's very good news. Okay? That's very good news simply because in order to reach that magic number from Washington University's Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, we have to average 1,600 deaths per day. Okay? This over here, of course, is just a histogram. Let's spread this out a little bit. Okay? And what you can see here is this. So this is a line for 1,000. So what this is so let's say there were 3 days, 3 times when the number was exactly 1,000. We come across over here 1,000, 1,250. Let's see if we can find another line. So here you can see once again the number of times when the deaths were 1,500 was less than 5. And the same thing out here. As the deaths go up, the number of times it occurred goes down. All right. Which is sort of interesting. What's the total number of deaths here? It's hard to say. Anyway, I find it interesting that this seems to back up my idea that This seems to back up my idea that, well, numbers are decreasing. You know, why when the cases are why in cases are spiking, why are we seeing fewer and fewer days, it's 1,000 or more deaths? Okay. Now, obviously, if we said less than 1,000, all these lines here would be filled in, right? Okay. You know what? Just for the fun of it, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's just come back up here. So I'm going to come back up here now. Copy this down to here. Ah, copy this. Hmm. Okay. Now let's run this to see what we get down here. Oh, we don't need that. Okay. Now we're probably going to see a lot of days in the 8 to 900 range. Okay. Even that could be interesting. Oh, I know what the trouble is. I actually filtered that down here. Huh. Oh, I don't know. You know what? Let's go ahead and cut that. Put that back down. Let's make this one, and this two. Okay. Now let's just run the whole script again and see if we can get to all three plots. Okay, so something there doesn't make any sense now. There we go. Okay. Let's run this buffer again here then. I think we should see quite an interesting difference. Okay. So here is the two numbers. We've already looked at this before, right? We know that all these gaps are days when there were less than 1,000 deaths per day. But as you can see over here, this is all the days with less than 1,000 deaths. But as you can see, we still have quite a few deaths. Between say 500 and 999. Right? But the main thing is this: look at all the gaps as we move forward, which means that the deaths were less than 1,000. Just back over here, okay? Close that. Take a look at this over here. This gives us the count, the number of times that this number occurs. Okay, so this is 1,000 deaths. So only twice, three times did we have exactly 1,000 deaths. Okay, this is what 1,250. So we say this is 1,250. This means that 8 to 10 times we had 1,250 deaths per day. We had 1,500 deaths, say three times so far, and so forth, because all this is 1,000. All right. So hope you found this interesting. I certainly did. It seems to reinforce my idea that, well, that despite the cases spiking, deaths are actually becoming fewer and fewer. Not only are deaths becoming fewer and fewer, nor are deaths decreasing. The intensity of the deaths are actually decreasing. And just as a final reminder, in order to reach that 309,000 number by February 1st, we have to average 1,600 deaths per day. Well, as you can see, we don't have that many thousands per day, right? So anyway, hopefully this little divergence here is helpful to you and even provides you some encouragement as you continue your personal battle with COVID-19. Thanks so much for your time, and we'll catch you on the next report.